Hey, how's it going? So today I want to talk about some quality of life tricks when you remote access a Linux server from Windows. I assume that you already have a Linux server set up with SSH. If not, I highly recommend you go see the Learn Linux TV channel. They have a great video on OpenSSH. It's quick and easy. I'll put the link down below. So to put you in context, like I guess most of you who are watching this video, you have a server somewhere, a home server that you upload long-term tasks to. So in my case, I upload some the training of some AI models on video games, and also have a NAS and other tasks as well. So I want to be able to access this. I want to be able to monitor, manage all this quickly from Windows, from within Windows, and especially PowerShell. So I want to be able to manage the server like I was on the desktop. So we have obviously a lot of options. Some of you might say, well, since it's a home server, you can just VNC or TeamViewer into it, and you will just open the command and you'll have you have access to everything. That's good when you're at home, but when you're far away from your server, it might be quite laggy, even when using a TeamViewer. And also, some servers don't even have a GUI set up. And SSH is more efficient in terms of bandwidth, of course. So I much prefer using it this way. So in my case, I wanted to be able to very conveniently access from a Windows PowerShell. So for example, if I want to view the CPU monitor, I just have this shortcut and the GPU monitor. So by the way, this is a NVTop. If you don't know, in case you don't know, it's you can view a graph of the different metrics such as the GPU usage. Is quite convenient if you want to see a graph via the terminal, as opposed to going VNC and viewing a system monitor. So this is the task I'm running right now. Just an example. It's a AR model trained on Super Mario. And as well, if I want to run a graphical, I want to run the X11 app, like for example gedit. For some reason, if you want to run gedit remotely, you can exit very quickly. So I find this quite convenient. So I'll show how to set up all this. This is as opposed to logging every time via SSH like this way, and then running a command. And also you have the problem of persistence. So if I close this, the commands still run, of course. So I open my task was not killed, it's still there. So when you open SSH connection, you run a task, let's say htop. If you close your Windows, obviously it will kill a task, as you surely know. So you can leave it open, but for a task that runs for a week or two, this is not practical at all. So I'll show you how to get to have a persistent connection. So the first step is to install Tmux on a remote server. So I assume you already log in via SSH on your remote server. So all you need to do is type sudo apt install Tmux, and it will install the software. In my case, I already installed it. So Tmux is used to have multiple sessions inside the same terminal window, and also persistent sessions, amongst other things. So it's very useful for us, and obviously this is what we're going to use. So the first thing you might want to do after you install Tmux is to create a new session. Like a session is example like the CPU monitor or GPU monitor window and the task window I showed you. That's a session. So let's say you want to create, in my case I want to create another task like task 02 or 3. So basically you type Tmux new -s and the name of the task, name of the session. So you will automatically log in, automatically get into this session, and you can already type your command. So let's say you want to type just a dummy command like an example task, and you can see down below the name of the task. So if you want to, let's say you create multiple sessions and you want to cycle through the sessions, what you can do is Control B, then press W. So Control B, W, and you're gonna see all the sessions I already created, and you can recognize the CPU monitor session, GPU monitor, task 1, and get it. Also, you get a preview of it, which is quite convenient. So let's say we'll go back to task 02. If you want to kill that session, you just press Control B and then press X. It will kill the process. If you want to just detach from it and not kill it, just move away, Control B, then press D. So, like, for example, this. So I just detach from it, but it still exists. If you go back to it, NVIDIA SMI will still be running. So next, if you want to list the current sessions, you just type Tmux ls and list all the sessions that are currently active. In our case, of course, we have 4 sessions, and the new one we just created, task 02. If you want to attach to a session, for example, you just type Tmux attach session -t and the name of the session. So let's say you want to attach to the new session we created, task 2. You can hop into it pretty easily. So this is about it. Now, how to integrate this in Windows shell, Windows PowerShell. It's quite easy. So first, we're going to create a script called remote.ps1, and in this script you type the SSH command with the your username and the address of the server, and then we're going to type the command we're going to run when the session logs in. Now you can type this command in some conversion file on Linux, but you probably don't want to have this command run every time you log in SSH. Sometimes you want to do other stuff, so I recommend you add it this way. So you recognize the Tmux attach session command I just showed earlier, and you need to add the bash login if you want this to work. And in argument, this is the name of the session, so we're going to pass arguments to the script. If you only have one session, in your case, you might have just one session for whatever reason, you just type directly the name. So after that, you can go in the settings, and here you can add some new profile or duplicate a profile. So let's say you add a new profile and you want to duplicate. You can duplicate what you already have if you have multiple sessions to add. So basically, so let's say we want to duplicate, we want to ask for task 02. Let's say we duplicate task 01. So duplicate. And the command line, so in the command line you want to execute remote.ps1. So you type this, you type the PowerShell, the path to the PowerShell exec, and then these parameters are no exit because you don't want this to exit automatically. Execution policy bypass, and then the file to execute remote.ps1, the path to file you want to execute, and then in argument the name of the session. It's going to work, so we're going to change it to task 02. Going to change the name here. So it should work. Other than that, I think that's about it, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and then you can see task 02, and then you see our task NVIDIA SMI running. So it's that easy. Next, if you want to run the graphical apps remotely, it's a bit more complicated. So the first step you need to do is install X Windows Server on Windows. And in my case, I use Xming, so you can start with that. If it doesn't work for you, there's other alternatives. Depends on your usage. So you can find it on SourceForge. I'll put the link down below. So the first thing you need to do in the script is to start the process of Xming, and you specify the file path, the working directory, obviously, and the argument list. And that should do it. And then you need to set the display to the local display. So you type in the local address, and once you've done that, when you remote via SSH, you have to add this parameter -y in caps. So basically, this will forward the X protocol on your PC and to to Xming, and Xming will display the graphical app to you, the GUI for you. So let's try it. So in the beginning of the video, I think I used a gedit. We can use another one, Xcalc, for whatever reason. Let's say you want to start Xcalc. Okay, so it started the app, so it works. 7 + 7 and so it started X automatically, and it forwards the X protocol automatically as well. So it works for simple apps. For OpenGL, for apps that use OpenGL, it's going to take a lot of bandwidth, and it's not efficient at all. So you can try it, but usually it's very slow and frustrating. In that case, you might find it easier to use TeamViewer or RDP. But I recommend you do several tests to make sure what works for your usage. So that's it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask down below. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like. And see you next time.